Hey folks, Connor from Nice Wheels here. Today we're going to review the Tern Vektron, one of the first Bosch powered folding bikes. So in this review we'll go through all the components on the bike, we'll talk a little bit about the Bosch Active Line system that this bike uses, and most importantly we'll talk about how it rides. So the Vektron is a purpose-built frame made to fit this Bosch Active Line motor, kind of right in the bottom here. So this is going to be still a high-quality mid-drive, although it is kind of the entry-level motor when it comes to Bosch. The Active Line is going to give you 50 Newton meters of torque, so a little bit less than the Performance line that gives you 60, and especially less than the CX that gives you 75. But it's going to be great for the daily commute and still going to be able to climb hills very well. And then you can see how nicely tucked in the battery is here. It is removable with your key, and this is going to be the Bosch 400 watt-hour battery pack. If you do feel like you need a little bit more range, you can buy a 500 watt-hour battery pack, and it'll still be backwards compatible with this system. This bike is set up mainly for commuting, so it does come with a nice rack here. This is going to be the Tern cargo rack, and you can see how it has some nice pannier blockers here, so you can really load up this bike. It has a max weight of 25 kilograms, so it can handle quite a bit of weight. You also have an SKS fender set to keep yourself clean while you're riding. The Vektron also comes with integrated lights that run off of the main battery, and that you can control up in your display, which we'll go through in a bit. Moving on to the seat post, the Vektron offers a really nice telescoping post. This is at its highest point here on both ends, so you do have adjustability with one quick release and then another that goes into the frame. It's going to be able to fit a wide variety of sizes of people. This bike is going to have a nice 10-speed setup. You're going to have a Shimano Dior derailleur over here in the back. And you can see you have a really nice chain cover here. This is going to keep yourself clean while you're riding, so you don't really have to worry about rolling up your pant leg or wrapping something around the bottom of it. You have some nice alloy FSA cranks and quick release pedals as well. So overall a really nice commuter setup. You're going to be able to remove those pedals if you need to save some space in the office or at home in a closet. The chain cover also extends to that front sprocket, and if you're not familiar with the Bosch systems, they all use pretty small sprockets, but they multiply the tooth count by 2.5 to get the real-world effectiveness of the chainring size. But they do work by spinning at faster RPMs, and that's going to be able to assist you up those hills extremely well. Moving on up towards the handlebar, you still get a lot of the same great technology that Tern uses, and that's going to apply to the Vektron as well. So you have a nice Andros 2 adjustable stem that's going to give you a nice wide range of riding positions. So it's going to be comfortable for most riders, and you can easily adjust that and snap it back in. You're going to have a nice headlight here in the middle instead of the Intuvia display that a lot of Bosch bikes do have. And you can of course turn the lights on or off here, but you do have to activate them by the display, which we'll talk about in a bit. You have some nice ergonomic locking grips, as well as Shimano Dior hydraulic disc brakes for great all-weather stopping power. So the Vektron is going to feature the Bosch Purion display, which is a little different from the Intuvia, where you have a kind of a two-piece setup with the center mount console and then a separate button pad. It's going to combine all of that into one simple and easy-to-use display and button pad. It's going to display only the most relevant information, so you're going to have your speed, your assist level in the middle, and then your battery level at the bottom. Some of the buttons do have double features though, so what you can do to turn on the light is hold the plus button, and then that'll be able to turn on your lights both front and rear. You do need to switch the light to be on the front light itself to get full lighting. Your power button is going to be on the top here, so you can press that to turn the bike off and on. You don't need to press the battery and then that, it's all controlled right from the display. And then if you hold the minus button, you can actually go through a couple of different features or a couple of different readouts on the bottom. So you'll have your trip distance, which is resettable. You can hold it down and you have your total mileage, that's going to be your odometer. And you hold it down one more time to get to the estimated range that you have left. So the great thing about the Purion is that it's still going to give you all the relevant information. You do kind of have to search for it, but while you're riding, it's not going to be a huge distracting display. It's just very simple and easy to use. So now that we've gone through all the specs of the bike, let's talk about how it folds. First, you're going to start by lowering the telescopic posts all the way down to save the most space. You got both quick releases there. You want to make sure your kickstand is up and that your right crank is faced backwards. Then you can start with the main frame hinge. You're going to push that red lever forward, pull it to the side, and keep the front wheel facing the same way. and then there's going to be 2 magnets in the back that connect together. Since this bike has the Bosch motor there, normally Tern bikes will have the seat post kind of supporting it, but you do have some nice supports here that are going to keep the motor off the ground and keep it from getting hit. The next is going to be a hinge, very similar to the one on the frame, where you pull up on the tab and just kind of push that down. And that's going to release the handlebars towards the back. Once you have that rested along the side, you can go to the strap that's located on the bottom side of the frame and just secure that to the bike with a rubber strap. And then lastly, an optional step, if you really do need to save that last couple of inches on the bike, you have a quick release right pedal here. You can press down on the 2 yellow buttons and just go ahead and pull that out. And right behind the saddle, you're gonna have a nice little pedal holder here that's gonna keep that nice and secure. So since this is an electric bike and it's obviously gonna be pretty heavy, you probably won't wanna carry it anywhere. So the good thing about the Vektron is that you can lift up the seat post a little bit and actually roll it on the 2 wheels while it's folded. So you can coast this around through a train station and you won't have to worry about carrying it. So the Vektron has been one of the most highly anticipated folding electric bikes for a very good reason. It's one of the first that offers the Bosch mid-drive unit on a high-quality folding bike, and it rides extremely well because of it. When you have the Bosch mid-drive unit on a folding bike, you're still going to get the same 20 miles per hour top speed that you'll see on a full-size bike that offers the Bosch active line. So you don't really lose anything for having the smaller wheels. And when it comes to comfort, since you do have some nice Schwalbe Big Apple tires there, those are going to be some nice thick kind of balloon tires, those are going to absorb all the shock even though there's no suspension mechanism on this frame. Tern's hydroformed aluminum frames and forks are going to make the ride very responsive while still being pretty stiff and durable as well. One of the things I love most about the Vektron is that it's kind of a one-size-fits-all sort of bike. You have a lot of adjustability on the seat post and some adjustability on the handle post as well, so that's going to be able to accommodate a variety of riding positions as well as rider sizes, which is a great thing that, you know, makes this bike accessible for a lot of people. The Vektron overall is going to be a very accessible and very reliable commuter bike that you can definitely use on a daily basis to help make those hills a little bit easier and to get you there a little bit faster. When you have Bosch reliability combined with Tern's excellent ride quality, it's really a folding electric bike that's tough to beat. So final thoughts on the Tern Vektron. It's going to be a very highly adjustable and very comfortable folding bike to ride, and definitely one of the best ones that you can get on the market today. Thanks so much for watching our review of the Tern Vektron. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, as well as turn on your notifications to let you know when we release new videos.